hit the button.
No, the virtual button.
Yes, I am wearing orange.
I'm laughing. From the start, I'm laughing.
Good, and keep it up, because I sang more laughter in 2013. Thank you for joining us. I know it's been a while. I know you missed us, all two of you.
All three people.
There's only two people in there.
Well, no, remember there's other people we can't see sometimes.
I know, and that's right. There's a lot of people we can't see. I even called my parents today, and my mom's like, Allison, of course I remembered.
Okay.
Because I was nervous.
Okay.
Silly me.
And so is my mom. My mom's been like, when are you going to do your show?
I know. Well, that's the thing that's been really cool. This is Lady and the Gent, by the way, but you should know that already. The thing that's been really awesome is the friends and the other people, because it has been a break. When did we stop?
We stopped before Thanksgiving or something.
Yeah. So it has been a bit of a break, and enough where people noticed, and they said they missed us, and I know we missed us being on here.
Yes.
So that's been really cool.
We missed us.
We did, and some new things happening in the new year.
Yes.
Real quick, I want to just say hello to two new people, if I may, that came into the world yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations to good friends Elisa and Leon. Leon's been on the show before. You may remember him from the Dream episode. He had a pretty crazy dream of somebody chasing him with guns, or he was shooting something down a hallway with guns. Anyway, they welcomed in their two new babies.
Uh-oh.
Luna and Vincent, and that was a little message from beyond.
Oh, I know what that is.
Okay.
We forget how to do this.
We forget how to do our show. It's been so long. But I want to say welcome to Luna and Vincent, and congratulations, guys. I can't wait to meet them. I talked to Elisa today. She's doing well.
Yay.
Yeah.
And by the way, we'd like to say we are Authentic You Media's shock jocks and priests of nothing.
Yes.
We are rife with salty language, lots of laughter.
Fist bump. We work a
We're
little.
not life coaches. We don't know anything.
We know
on this network.
I guess it's safe to say we know what we know, and we know what we're still learning.
Yes.
And that's definitely, if you're just joining us for the first time ever, or if you need to be reminded that you're not just watching because we're goofy and entertaining, it's because you're coming along with us on our journey.
Yes.
I sound like really flowery and obnoxious. I don't care.
Hey.
Because that's what we're doing.
Yes.
So it's like you learn as you go, and hopefully you retain it and then grow from it. That's the whole purpose. That's what we've learned in the past, and now that's what we want to share with all you beautiful people.
And we also shared when we mentioned our Cranford class. It was a class that actually brought us to things like law of attraction and the power of intention, and things related to the other hosts on Authentic You Media that are probably better at it than we would be.
And that's cool, because part of what we want to do this season with our show is get to know some of those people better. So we're going to have a lot of guests on as a little prep for what you can expect. Definitely going to have some guests, some people that are friends of us that have accomplished some really great things. And we're also inviting some of those other Authentic You guests to come on, as we want to get to know them. They know us. Sharing is caring.
It is. And yeah, this is our first ever hour episode. Welcome to our season premiere.
904 TikTok.
And we're calling it season 3.5 because we are formally Soul Behind the Snark.
Yeah, exactly.
But in our evolution, which is going to be a big buzzword for our show, I think.
No, it definitely is.
Instead of resolution.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to start off the point of our show.
Yes.
Is evolution, not resolution.
Yes. And that came about, I think, for me, I restated, because everybody has their New Year's resolutions, because somehow a New Year is going to change your whole life.
This was something I believe when we were younger, we used to probably we used to talk about this year is going to be the year we blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it always is, yeah.
Because we spent a lot of New Year's together, you and I.
Yeah.
On the couch, being snarky, eating snacks, and making fun of all the performers that are performing for the ball drop thing that we thought were lame.
And all those people in Times Square who had to pee.
I don't know how they do it.
They're standing there.
But with our old frame of mind, we would definitely be sitting there saying, well, it's going to be this, and this will happen, and this, but then it's like we really realized, or now when we look back, we really realized we never put any work into that.
I'm finally going to lose weight.
You have.
And I'm finally going to, but I think around 2010 is when I stopped, around 2010 is when I stopped calling it resolutions.
Yeah, it's just smacks of cliche, and it's something everyone says, but then what we wanted to do with this hour is to talk about what's the work you're really putting into it, because that's when we finally realized you have to put the work in.
Yeah.
We sat on that couch, whatever couch it was, year after year, at school or here at my place, and saying, this is when everything's going to change, but we then, as the year progressed, we just stayed our same ways, and we did the same thing and walked the same path and never took other levels to get where we wanted to be.
And one thing I'm definitely learning, especially listening to more Authentic You and always being like a Hay House Nista, is that there is work that comes with it. There's always mental, emotional work that comes with all this law of attraction stuff, and that's I think that's the folly in why people think it doesn't work or give up on it and things like that, because there's work that comes along. It just doesn't happen, unfortunately. I don't know if they sell it like that. Sometimes they do.
I think some people might not, because you have to put the work in to get the results, which is the basic tenet of life. Mm-hmm. You know? But I think most people maybe look at that theory as like, I'll just wish it, and then it'll be like, whoop, here it is.
Yeah, and I think
it's great to want it and keep it in your thoughts, but you have to take
there's work. You gotta put as Cheryl Richardson says at Hay House, you gotta put your big girl panties on and say that if money's not coming, I better just get a job until I put the work into my dream and things like that.
And I'm one of those people who's putting the work into one of my dreams right now with a side project of baking that I'm very much excited about, and I have some people helping me on. That it doesn't mean I sat for at least a year or two where I was like, I want this to happen, didn't really do much about it, and then let it go. But now I'm doing a lot more productive things right now about it.
Production issues.
I know, we're having a little technical stuff, and we apologize. I'll keep going.
The wonders.
So I have a dream, and the dream is to make cupcakes and have people buy them for money, as opposed to, I don't know, like wool and straw. I don't know, I was trying to make a barter system joke.
But yeah, and instead of, thanks, they tasted nice.
I know.
Thanks for spending all that money.
So
that's how commerce works, people.
That's the thing. If I'm doing them for friends and the friends love them, then maybe strangers will want to pay me for it. And that's like, isn't that like, that's like basic American dream capitalism?
Yes.
So let's see if it goes. But there still is the day job that needs to happen and always happen, and that has to be a part of my reality as well.
And also remember, in the words of Homer Simpson, money is exchanged for goods and services. That's how it works. Good. And one big thing.
Welcome to Flaming Moe's.
and one big thing I think people are realizing too is that one thing I'm learning a lot, if you listen to Doreen Virtue, which they mentioned on Jeffrey Miller's show when Michelle was on, our executive producer. Yay. No one can see my finger in that frame. Okay. But she is on this big kick about the way you spend your money is a vote.
Oh.
Like I don't shop at Walmart on principle.
Okay,
like how I'm big on corporate. How I'm big on corporate citizenhood isn't going to go away anytime soon. But since they're considered artificial people, where you put your money into those artificial people can affect things politically, and I always believe that. That's why I always when we bought singles and bought albums.
We always bought singles and albums.
People
don't understand that. People don't understand, yes, the importance of, as your analogy, going into I'm going to say it, a record store.
Yes, whatever that is.
5 that exists now. And, like, purchase it because you have to, you're supporting that thing.
Yes.
That's what it's about. And I know that's why people do boycotts and stuff like that, and I do think they can be effective. Even if you're just that one person and you don't want to shop at a certain store, at least you're, like, voicing it somehow.
Yeah, and that's why it's like, and I understand, well, since we're going over the overview of the whole year, see, this has come out of evolution of things of learning. I didn't just decide this year, poof, like, I had to give the time and the patience to understand, especially knowing us with the weight loss and the self-image.
It's huge.
We're not going to wake up January 1st, and you will hear other people say this, you're not going to wake up on January 1st and change your mind and think that it's all going to fall into place, and a lot of people will, once there's a setback, they'll think that it's not working. And
they'll go right back to the way everything was, and that goes back to our point of you have to really make an effort to change the way you're thinking. Changing your actions, change the way you're thinking will change the actions. It's a whole cycle.
It's a whole cycle.
And know that slipping and falling is okay because it is going to happen, but don't just think that the one time you trip, that's it, it's over, it won't work.
It's never going to work.
Next year I'll try. The rest of this year, nuts to that.
Because I used to be...
I've done it.
Yeah, were you ever... I know a lot of people, and I used to be like this, and I don't know if any listeners are in the chat, or Bridget, Krissa, and whoever's in the chat, or Dean who's listening, and
we'll get to Dean
and Casey who's gonna call in because she's running late because she's driving home from Jersey.
Drive safe.
Drive safe.
She can't hear me to say that, but
she'll hear it later.
I forgot we weren't on radio.
But lost my train of thought. I had 3 hours of sleep.
You're doing really well for that, and you look well rested.
Thank you.
It's your lovely complexion.
My cheekbones.
We were talking earlier about, because we have another light in here. It's just my little computer room, and I still look like your spectery, ghostly friend.
and I'm from New Jersey, so I have the right to tan and use a lot of hairspray.
So am I, but I have
you've been in New York for how many years now?
I know. Well, no, I think there should be some more sun in my future. Do you remember your train yet?
What was my train of thought?
Oh no, but let's go. Do you want to go to exciting news?
Yes, exciting news. Because Casey has because we will say that Lady and the Gent has brought people together, and we've found love better than Match.com.
Yeah, I'll say it here, and I don't care if they sue. Sorry, Michelle. Match.com did not work for me.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to get in trouble.
You met on Christian Mingle, didn't you?
That's hilarious.
You found God's match for you.
Somebody's match for me.
Somebody hit the lights.
No, very cool news for me. This single gal is no longer single.
Yay!
Oh my goodness.
Who knew?
He is a friend of the show and a friend of mine. His name is Ed, and he's been on before.
He's been on the show, and he ironically talked about relationships.
And yes, exactly. Too funny. And I knew he really loved me when he bought me this. Because this means true love, people.
Yes.
He got me a Muppet.
Kind of has Cher hair.
I designed
Lovely.
her. The thing that's fabulous is I got to design her.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Gypsies, tramps, and all.
Hey guys, how you doing? I thought about maybe doing the whole show through the Muppet, but maybe not.
Our screen.
Yeah, having technical difficulties. Sorry about that.
I forget I have to shake the mouse. We haven't done this in so long.
I know.
I forget everything we need to. We didn't know how to use Skype.
Skype was crazy. I forgot how to turn my computer on, how to put on my lip gloss. It was a mess. But yeah, that's how you know someone loves you. In my book, Muppets.
They made you a Cher Muppet.
Yes, her name's Sunny. She's slightly modeled after me, but we couldn't get curly hair.
Oh, Sunny.
She's
See,
Sunny
the
the
thing is
showgirl.
Cher Muppet just reminded me of what I wanted to say
a
few minutes ago. Thank you, the power of Cher.
You're welcome.
Oh.
See you guys later. All right, go ahead, silly.
Okay, so what I think one big thing besides the guests and speaking to other authentic you people is I wanted to do a whole series called The Flaws of Attraction.
Yes.
That's based on, we talked about it a lot last season, the Truth About Attraction by Sandra Lee Taylor from Hay House. And then I read also Shel Richardson's The Art of Extreme Self-Care. And you know how big I am on putting me first and putting yourself first above all else, because you can't be any good to anybody, and saving yourself first because no one else is going to save you. And I've said that through the years.
That's definitely what I've realized.
Yeah, and it's definitely cemented between those two on Hay House that I discovered with this, especially those two books, Truth About Attraction and The Art of Extreme Self-Care. So, and the power of saying no, and all that stuff. But
that's something I've learned and I'm still learning.
Yes, the whole Flaws of Attraction is coming at you.
Yeah.
Maybe for sweeps. When does Blog Talk Radio have sweeps?
Oh no, we gotta check with Michelle.
Let's check when sweeps.
That's when we'll have our walk-on guest star.
Yes. We'll stunt cast like Will and Grace did.
We'll do a thing where like there's a knock at the door. I'm like,
yes. Oh, look, it's Heather Locklear.
Yeah. Hi guys, just stopping by.
Just stop by.
You know, casual, very cool and casual.
Where's Casey with her news?
Yeah.
Oh, bring Casey on. We want to hear her news.
All right, Casey, come on up.
Are you there, girl?
Hello.
Hey, Casey.
Hello. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Loud and clear, my dear.
So, what happened after you...
I heard a little bit of what you were saying, but I kind of missed a few minutes.
It's all okay.
Good. There's always the replay.
So tell people what happened after you were on our show about relationships.
Yes.
Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year. Well, what happened, actually, so whenever I met Mark, about a few weeks before the show, and the day I called in, I actually even let him listen to it.
Oh, wow.
I was a little nervous because I just met him and we were talking about online dating.
Yeah.
And I met Mark on OkCupid.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And yeah, it was just, and he didn't even live in New York. He lives in Boston. And he was older than other guys that I'd gone out with. I mean, everything, like he was the kind of guy I'd never gone out with, actually.
Oh, wow.
But I really liked his profile. I liked what he wrote to me, and I said, sure, let's meet. Let's, I always, like, exercise my dating muscle, and I'm like, sure, let's meet for lunch. Why not? I mean, what have you got to lose?
Exactly. That's the thing. You have to be open and take those chances.
3.5 hour lunch.
Wow, nice.
He lives in North Andover, but he comes to New York for work every week. And we just had a date every week, and we've been seeing each other ever since. And
awesome.
I met his kids. I spent Christmas with him. I met his parents. I've met his brother. I met pretty much the whole family, and it's gotten very serious. And we're just, we're planning our future together.
Cool. Yay! We do bring people together.
Love is possible.
Dating, like, oh, I met someone, and now we're done. I think we're pretty much done.
Yeah.
Yay!
That's awesome.
I like him, he likes me, and
that's all that matters. He makes you happy, bam, that's it. That's perfect.
Right?
I'm glad to know it. Congratulations. Sounds good.
So Casey, 2013, you found love and all that stuff. Did you have any resolutions? Or do you believe in resolutions?
Well, it's funny because I was thinking about, I also like to reflect on where I was a year ago.
That's good.
A year ago with the new year, I felt that in my dating life, I decided that I was only going to date someone, like if it was really going to be something serious, and maybe go somewhere, and not just like date, like really pay attention to guys who were serious. And I guess it happened towards the end of 2012. So I guess 2013, I don't know. I think more financial stuff for me.
I hear you.
That was kind of like my resolution for this year. Just try to pay off my crazy taxes stuff.
Yeah. Especially if you want to start planning like the future.
We just got back from Grand Cayman. I went.
Oh, lovely.
And I went for a week at the Grand Cayman and swam with stingrays. And
I saw that on Facebook.
You did the whole thing. That's fabulous.
That was a great way to start the new year.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, that's excellent.
Well, Casey, we were thinking of doing a little bit of a round table as other guests are calling in. If you want to stick around, and we were gonna talk about resolutions, evolutions, all that crap.
Everybody's situation.
Oh, we are.
Oh, no. Sorry, we're cutting out a little. Sorry about that, guys. And we'll try to lean in closer to the microphone. Anyway, we like to have Dean on as well. I know he's waiting in the queue. So we could put him on anytime.
Anytime.
Hello?
Are you up there?
Hi! Welcome to the show!
Now a perspective from a millennial.
If I'm not understanding, you're breaking in and out. Can you need that?
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully it resolves itself.
Okay, so.
Can you hear us now?
How about now?
Can you hear us, Dean? Good now?
Excellent. What would you like to share with your past year and looking into this year coming up?
Alright. First I wanted to reflect on what you said, you don't wish on a star. I actually read something. It says wishing on a star, why would you wish on a star when it's probably millions and trillions of light years away and it's probably gone out and spoke anyway, right?
That's true. When we see some stars, they're already dead. It's like the reflection of the light that had happened but doesn't exist anymore because of how light travels.
Yeah. I think
Science.
so. Science.
You can quote me on that. That was good, Dee. Go ahead.
And the actions, it's pretty much saying your actions are gonna what signify or show you what's going to happen anyway. It's you have to actually put yourself and do it. There's gonna be roadblocks and everything and trips, like you said, but sometimes you just need a good fallback or support system to kind of just kick you right in your butt and get you right out there.
Well, yeah, setbacks were always, to me now, I think, as I approach 36 and we're in 2013, setbacks now, especially, I've had a few, and we were talking about that, we'll do it on our flaws of attraction stuff, but setbacks now are checkpoints. How bad do you really want it?
Exactly.
Are you going to keep the path and stay the course?
I was even going to say they're lessons.
Yes, yes.
That's something, it's like you said, a checkpoint. It's like when you hit that little setback, it's like, okay, now I have to learn something new to keep going, to grow. So
what in 2013 versus 2012 are you thinking of resolving or evolving into, Sir Dean?
My beautiful tree.
Okay.
Your tree.
Well, I kind of started doing this more, the actual saying no, took your advice. Woohoo!
Yay!
You know what, it kind of feels sucky at first, but sometimes you just can't.
Yeah.
You just can't always be the, oh yes.
That's the truth.
It's just gonna kill you.
It'll suck. I'm so guilty of that, Dean. It has worn me out and drawn life from my body like a succubus. And that was one of my biggest lessons so far at 34 that I've had to learn, is to be able to say no and put yourself first. And that's very good that you're practicing that.
Yeah. And I used to think a few years back that I needed somebody, blah blah blah, I'm incomplete, but you know what? I don't really need anybody. I need to focus on the stuff that I want to do, focus on getting myself set, my path set, my course, a clear straight line that I can see. And then if somebody pops up, somebody pops up.
That'll be the right person too. And I honestly realized this about myself, and Alex said it to me as well when I started to date Ed. He's like, you were finally ready for someone good. Because I had other things in place in my life that were good that I was focusing on, like the show, other stuff in a positive way, my health. And then the good person walks in and was like, hello. And that, and then you'll see it all kind of fall into place when you're ready like that. That's what I've witnessed firsthand, so it's
Ain't
true.
Nothing wrong with that.
True that, yeah. But you got to be okay with yourself first, exactly.
So Dean's big focus is to get right on course, whatever that course is. And just like you and Dan, get a freaking driver's license already.
Oh, that sounds personal.
Anyway, Dean, stick around.
Yeah, thank you.
Dean, stick around.
Hopefully Lately, everybody's getting promotions and new jobs around.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get that luck.
Heck yeah, sir.
Nothing to do with luck too. Luck is
Illusion.
Luck is something. I'll look it up in the book.
It's in something in the book.
But stick around, Dean. We're gonna go to another caller and then bring you back while I research.
But down in the library.
I'm going down to the library. Bye.
Okay, we actually want to say hi to Tim, who's waiting in the queue. Hello, Tim.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Lori and I are calling from North Carolina.
Oh,
Yay,
wow.
hi.
Friends of Ed.
Yeah, yes, I know you guys from Facebook.
2012, 2013.
Yeah.
Amazing transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yep. How so in your life has it transitioned?
Oh, let's see. Geography. I moved from Boston to Virginia/North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Career
Awesome.
change. Went from media to advertising to now insurance.
Wow.
Okay.
Relationship-wise, went from being happily single to now happily involved with actually somebody I fell in love with when I was 5 years old.
Yay.
Oh gosh, that's awesome. I love it. That's so cool.
So when you talk about changes and you talk about luck and you talk about evolution,
Mm-hmm.
it's huge. And I'm kind of going through the whole thing.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Did you always, in the back of your mind, were you working towards this the whole time in these last
To be honest,
year?
I just turned 41.
Okay.
Okay.
So up until this point, I have always concentrated on money.
Mm-hmm.
Money was the be-all and end-all. Career, motivation, was everything.
You're driving.
Now,
A lot of people.
Yeah.
it's a very dangerous road, though, because when you become money-motivated, you miss out on the rest of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You gotta also keep those other options open.
And as an aside, Tim, it's funny that you bring that up because I always, and he's going to listen to this eventually and he'll come on the show anyway, but I always wanted to tell you that about Ed.
Yes.
Too. He feels like, since we're both Pisces, blah, 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 whatever you want to quantify it as,
Two guys of
he
fish.
is me.
Right.
His money focus was me in my 20s to like maybe 33, 34.
Yeah.
I remember how I was constantly chasing
Yeah.
that financial freedom, that financial security, and since I was constantly chasing it, it was constantly running away from me. And I was doing everything in my power to try to get it.
It's
Yeah.
an elusive little monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I have owned 6 ad agencies.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm actually pretty well known in the digital marketing space, and it is so elusive.
Mm-hmm.
The money, the prestige,
Yeah.
the position in life. It disappears quick.
Yeah. And did you feel like it could just like that? It could just change.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I joined Facebook initially, I'll just go into this like real lightly here, but I went through some pretty serious life-changing stuff, health-wise, and I mean, heck, it opened the door to get back in touch with Ed and a bunch of real good friends.
Yeah.
I went to school with people that I really cared about at another stage in life.
Yeah, health is always a huge checkpoint for
Yes,
people.
it is.
Whenever something happens to them, it's kind of like that wake-up call, too.
Yeah, that's the kick in the eye for real.
Big time. All of a sudden, the money doesn't mean jack.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. Yep.
Especially when you feel...
find, your family, your friends, people that have meant something to you in the past or in the present, those become very much the priority.
Yeah. That's the truth of it all. It is. That's like the real part.
And did you feel that when you let go of the chase and you let go of constantly trying to find it or seek it, that it fell into place easier? It's that cliche of let go and let God, if you want to phrase it some other way, if you don't want to say it that way. But when you finally let go of the grip of trying to grab that money or trying to grab that image of prestige, did it finally happen in a way that you finally said, I'm comfortable and I can move forward in my life and this is a life I want to live?
it actually sticks.
Excellent.
As opposed to, when you squeeze too hard, things go right through your fingers.
Totally, that's, and that's the whole
when you take
part.
things kind of in stride, it kind of sticks with you as a person, and you evolve and you move along in life.
And it grows with you.
Hopefully, you learn to take some time and enjoy other things other than money.
That's excellent.
Because at the end of the day, or at the end of your life, you can't take it with you.
No.
Exactly.
That's the oldest.
People have always said that to us.
It's one of the oldest sayings, but it's one of the truest.
Again, going through, like I said, some of the things I've been through, that's pretty crystal clear to me.
It's excellent.
Well, Tim, thank you.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
No. Actually, if we can get back to you, if you want to stick around for a little bit, we're going to try to bring people on if we can come up with a topic and, how to give advice to listeners and all that stuff from real perspectives.
And holding patterns on the phone, and we're going to go to someone else next. But it's nice to meet you voice to voice, Tim. I know I've seen you on Facebook, and we'll probably get out there to visit you guys. So that's super cool.
We'll get that for friend up.
Definitely, yes. After this, look, find me and request. We're all good.
Find our Facebook, our show's Facebook pages
and
there too.
I'm looking forward to trying those cupcakes, by the way.
Oh, heck yes, sir.
All right, stick around. We're gonna go to Bridget.
Bridget, are you there, darling?
From Atlanta, right? Hotlanta.
Yeah.
Bridget.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, friend to the show.
Welcome back,
Hi,
darling.
everyone. Welcome back.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Hi.
It's Wendy. How you doing?
A little for Wendy.
A little for Wendy. How you doing?
Exactly. How you doing, girl? How was your year? I know we talked about it, but share with the group.
You're on live.
It's been kind of hard being down in Georgia all by myself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out more. I've been on a couple of dates, but no.
Okay. Well, at least, like I said,
working out there.
It's all right if it's not working out right now. You're doing it. And I've said this, and I know I had to say it to myself, and Alex had to say it to me. You're putting in the work and doing the steps to get what you want to go. So even if right now those dudes are still schmoes, and you could call me at a later date and tell me all about them if you need to. If you've got some funny
or if you want to call them out on the radio.
If you have a funny story right now of one.
Basically, just sum it up and say I'm on eHarmony now.
Right.
And all the guys that they're sending me are way too far away, like in Florida and South Carolina.
That's
and
not good.
The ones that are in my area, they're not very attractive looking.
Oh.
I'm not shallow like that, but
it's okay. A girl's got to have standards.
But it's not really working out for me.
But at least you got some day and you were doing it, and that's the main thing, and that's the thing that I want to go even back to, and like Tim was saying, and everyone else, you're putting the work in and you're doing it to eventually get the results.
But also, at that point, like Tim said, and we said that, let it flow. Give ease. Don't hold on to it so hard. Yeah.
So much either, and that's the other part is you don't want to get so wrapped up where it becomes something that becomes a negative to you, or it eats you up inside in a way. You just have to go within. Ride the wave, Bridge.
Yeah, and I told you this, and I've told Dean this. I told Allison, LadyHope over here, and I may offer this advice to you, Bridget. I do it more and more that dress the part. Like, show up. Like, I always tell Dean when he comes to me to a party or even, like, to hang out at the bar, just like you're on a date. I've told you to do this, too. Yeah, just like you're on a date. Just dress the part, like Wendy Williams even says it. If you're going to go to the Stop and Shop, put a little, like, rouge on and...
Why not?
Yeah, and you never know when you're going to bump into someone.
You don't know when you're going to be on a really awful blind date and meet someone's friend.
Because I will tell you, there's nothing worse than being out, like, in your sweats and you did make an effort and then bumping into someone.
And there's that cute guy are you laughing? Are you talking from experience?
Yes,
perhaps?
and then wanting to hide in a corner and just eat your Asiago bagel.
I may have remembered a phone call from you about this, perhaps.
I just want to die.
I think I might remember a text or a phone call about this.
Anyway, so 2013, Bridget, what's your outlook? What's your resolution?
What's your evolution for 2013? What are you growing into?
My I'm working on learning Portuguese.
Obrigado.
Whoa. What's going on?
I grew up in Harrison.
I figured it'd be fun to learn.
Yeah.
That's pretty
A little bit
awesome.
of Spanish, so it helps.
And Portuguese guys are hot.
In Portuguese, because they're so similar.
Yes.
So I figured it's a natural progression.
Yes.
I like that. I love that. That's a really good, another point, like, put a new skill in there. Why not?
Yeah.
Like, why not add that to your whole lexicon of life? It's like, here's my new little skill I'm going to do, or something to, like, you know, to put some of your creativity and intelligence into for something else, not just work, come home, sleep, eat, you know, do something else that's exciting. Are you taking, like, an online class or in-person class, or what are you doing for that?
First, I downloaded an app on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
and the free trial period's over. So I went on my company's website, and they have like this CD library thing where I can check out different CDs, and I checked out the Portuguese.
Cool.
CD.
Hey, maybe you'll need more dude that way.
Free, so it's even better.
Yeah, nice. And yes, budget friendly, which is a big thing for me this year. That's awesome, darling. Cool. Well, I expect a crazy Portuguese phone call sometime from you in the future.
All right.
I won't know what you're saying, but it'll be entertaining.
Because I don't know how to put sentences together yet.
Oh, that's all right. You can like, I'll learn new words. Oh, but thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it.
We'll probably come back to you. Who's in the 617 out there?
There's apparently a stranger with a 617.
In the queue. Who's out
Yeah.
there who wants to talk to us, who doesn't want to talk to, who's not speaking to Michelle?
But wants to
Come
speak to us.
on to our crazy
Yeah,
show.
go ahead. Why not? Put him on. Let's.
Are you there?
No holds barred.
No holds barred. Unscripted.
Are you there, Mystery 617?
Authentic You Media Unscripted.
Oh, okay. They're still hanging out. They're
hanging out?
I don't know. I want to know who the mystery caller is.
I
I wonder, is that one of our celebrity guests that we don't even know about yet?
Maybe it's Cher calling because she saw the Muppet.
She did.
And
She saw the Cher.
Now I have to check
Muppet.
my cell to see if it's anybody's number I know.
I don't. Where?
Who memorizes numbers?
But where's 617?
I don't know. I have
I'm
no
not
idea.
sure either. Oh man.
Ugh.
Maybe we could get a little group discussion.
Yeah, let's get a group going because I want to hear some stuff that sucked about 2012.
Yeah,
for
maybe we
people.
could exercise some.
Yeah,
details.
let's get it out there. What you thought went wrong and what you want to write and how you think you're gonna write it.
Holding it in isn't healthy.
Yeah.
I'm not against complaining and whining and wah because it has to come out of you. If you do it all the time, then okay, that's a little too much. But everybody needs their bitch sessions. So.
Okay. So Michelle, let's bring everyone live.
Let them all go live.
Let's go.
Let's do a free for all. We've got the time, baby.
Roll call. Who's out there still?
Everyone say their names at
Everyone
once and
say
have
their
it sound
name at
crazy.
once.
All right, go.
Hi, it's Casey.
Hey!
Who else?
I know who the 617 is.
Who? Do tell Casey.
Are we?
Oh!
Oh
I
goodness.
can't hear anybody now.
Oh.
Either.
You can't
Hello?
hear
There we
anyone?
Hello.
Second
Is that
delayed.
May that be your
Okay.
gentleman?
No, that's Dean.
Oh no, I meant the.
Oh no, yeah, the
617.
617.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool. You could pop on in. So guys, whoever's on, and we could take turns.
Yeah.
What was some of the suckiest suck that ever sucked about last
2012?
year?
Casey
That
can go first.
You'll
yeah.
be happy to say Alvita Zane too, and that really bugged you. Casey, go ahead, and then we'll go to Dean.
What were we saying? What was the worst thing of 2012?
Yeah, what did you want to just be like, oh, I'm so glad this year is over?
Yeah,
Because a lot
what
of people say
you're
that.
happy
yeah.
to wave goodbye to and never visit again.
Well, I had an awful 2-month relationship in April.
Oh,
It was awful. And I'm glad that's,
so are we
I'm
then.
so glad I met Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's pretty simple. It was a pretty devastating short relationship that ended awfully.
Oh.
But you know what? And I know what we were talking earlier about hanging in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I got married and I got divorced 5 years ago, and I've been dating more than anyone I know 5 years.
Wow.
In New York, and never had a boyfriend in 5 years until last year, the end of 2012.
You're like,
it was worth it. I mean, and I feel
awesome.
like of all the guys that I ever went out with, I don't really feel like I lost out on any of them because they weren't the right one for me.
oh, wow, I gotta remember that.
Mark was just, it's like, that's all it is. Like when you realize that you were with all these wrong people, when you're with the right one, it's like, oh, that makes sense. You just, because sometimes you try so hard to try to you have maybe a few things in common or some things that work, but there's a lot of things that don't work. And then you try so hard and it's frustrating and you're sad, but I feel like all it is just, it's timing. So much of it is timing.
Yes.
And being ready yourself, and you meet the right person, and it works.
It's funny when you think of all
I feel like everyone tells you that, or people who are in relationships, when you're dating, you're like, I know, everybody says this, but when it happens, it's really true.
It is true.
All right.
No drama.
Yeah.
And I'm really thankful. I'm so thankful that guy was such the wrong guy, and I was so heartbroken over that guy, but meeting Mark, it's like, how could I have been sad about that?
I know, I do. I know what you mean.
That's what I'll have to say about 2012.
when
Mark was the best thing.
That's awesome. When you think about all the past people, and I think about people in the past that I may have pined over or lost sleep over, and then I feel like such a fool. And I was like, really, him? Blah.
You and Casey are so much more evolved than us.
And I was
right
like,
now.
thank God that. I was like, and I'm like, I was even like, I'd laugh to myself, or I'd see the guy, and I'd like in my head, now with being with that, I'd see like the past person and be like, I was a dork if I thought that was a good idea. Blah. And I was like, I know what real's like now. What was I thinking? And I was just like, ha ha, chuckle. And he's like, what are you laughing at? I'm like, oh, nothing.
Oh,
you.
nothing.
Why did I like you?
Oh, you.
Oh, I was silly and young. But it's, once you know, you know.
Oh, that's really, really inspiring. I will listen to this show on the replay and listen to Casey and you and try to believe it.
Yeah, well, that's
a whole other show.
I know, that's a whole other show. But let's go to Dean.
Yeah.
Dean, you want to talk about what was the suckiest
What
suck that ever
sucked
sucked
about
in 2012?
Well, my 2012 was pretty fairly decent. The suckiest part was probably my brother.
Mm-hmm.
He was not going down the right road, so hopefully he is now. There seems to be a lot of changes, but I hate to say it, I'm a little skeptical, but that's probably because I'm still really afraid for him. Like,
right.
Yeah, sibling rivalry, blah, 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 but it's just like, I don't know, when you can see somebody's potential and they can't because they just don't know, it's frustrating. And, like, you kind of have to throw them out there and let them sink or swim a little bit on their own. If they're sinking a little bit, you lift them up a little bit.
They have to see it.
That's what I kind of had to do with my dad. And it's like, hopefully it seems to be working, because that was just the suckiest part. All of that stuff going down, like, all at once. It was just like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and I told you too that he has to grow on his own too.
That's the only way someone will grow for real, and it'll stick that way. And it has to be within them first.
And you have to take responsibility for your own life, no matter what. No matter if you're at an age where you're aware of what you're doing and you can act like an adult, because that's what your brother was doing. He was trying to act like an adult, but he wasn't. He wasn't an adult, and he didn't have an adult mentality, and he needs to grow on his own and figure out that sometimes you have to pull out the safety net. Yeah. Or the universe is going to do it for you, because that's always happened to me.
It's a big crash and it hurts. That's a big lesson.
That crash is awful, but
it's a big lesson.
Either you pick yourself up or you go under. There's two choices in life. Yeah. Either pick yourself up or you go under.
It is very black and white.
All right, so we'll go to Tim too. Well, we'll be back to you, Dean, and everybody else for.
Yep.
Thanks, Dean.
Thanks, Dean.
All right.
How about you,
Tim? You still around?
My new buddy, Tim. Not.
No.
We're about all right, bye, Tim.
Bye, Tim. We'll talk to you on the Facebook.
Bridget, you're still on. Come on back. And what was the suckiest suck that ever sucked in 2012?
My suckiest thing that sucked in 2012 was having a spirit in my apartment.
That's right.
Spirit at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
And I felt him, and then I saw shadows, and then after I stayed in my apartment, he was pushing down my back at night. It didn't go too well about that. And I empowered myself, and slowly but surely it got better, but then it got worse all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I had a really bad dream about an intruder in my house, and then I woke up, and then I saw the outline of the ghost in my doorway. Alison, I told you about this.
I remember, yep.
And it was just standing there and staring at me, and at that point I was like, that's it. And I said with force, get out of my apartment. You're no longer welcome here. I can't help you. Get out, get out, get out.
Mm-hmm.
So that really helped me empower myself, because I also remember what the ghost hunters were saying. It says you have to let it know who's boss and prisoner mentality. And I figured that worked with other things in my life as well.
It
works in the paranormal and the normal.
Exactly. Both normals.
Both normals.
It definitely does, Bridge, and I'm proud of you for doing that. And I can't imagine how unnerving and terrifying it must have been, because I would have been a mess.
Did you ever figure out, did you have that horror movie montage where you tried to figure out who it was?
Where you're looking through like microfiche
And it was flashing across the screen. And
the old records.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in a townhouse, right, in an apartment?
But nothing really came up.
Yeah. I know. She and I were talking about that.
Nothing really ever came up.
Oh.
I always want to know the history.
It's an island, I mean.
Yeah.
No one in the walls.
Water, so that also enhances the spirit activity.
But that is a really great, an even bigger lesson, like you said, to take away and to keep that for your normal life, too.
So is that your ethos for 2013, that you learned to empower yourself? You had that big lesson, no matter what it was, paranormal or normal, quote-unquote.
Yeah.
That you learned to empower yourself against this demon, literally, maybe.
Yeah.
And you segued it into your real life.
Yes.
Yay! All right, let's go in reverse. Okay, Dean, let's go back to Dean and see what the...
In a circle.
All right, Dean?
Hello?
Yes.
All right, so we talked about your brother, and that sucked at 2012. So what did that teach you about approaching your 2013?
Is this too pop quizzy?
It's like Tim was saying before, like you can't just grasp something so hard because it'll slip through your fingers, and that's what my father and I were kind of trying to do. We were trying to just like, no, don't do this, no, don't do that. No,
you can't make somebody be something.
Just let me let it be a little bit.
Yeah.
And I can't really focus on, like, to reiterate, I can't really always focus on everybody else. Yes, it's nice, it's family and everything, but I have to make sure I'm okay as well, because if I'm in a crappy situation, what help can I be when they need it?
Exactly.
Yeah. You just have to be there strong and together with yourself.
Like, my family, exactly. My family is like one of the, and my close friends are like some of the backbone people that I fall back on, and they fall back on me, and it's like, and I try to tell them and help them out, and there's only so many times you can repeat something before they have to learn it on their own. Because how did I not get that? And I told them, you have to learn it first.
That's right. That's wise,
so
my
I guess
friend.
Also teaching others in a different way, I guess. I don't know.
But yeah, it's that whole thing. Excuse me, I'm like having Alan's falafel reverb. But yeah, it goes back to that whole thing where you can't be any good to anyone if you're not good to yourself.
Yep. In all relationships, not just love.
Your relationships,
your family too, and your friends. And maybe even coworkers.
And maybe even coworkers and everyone. Well, thank you, Dean.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
That was lovely. Let's go back to Casey one more time.
One more time before we say goodbye.
Yes. Casey? Still there?
Hello.
Hey! Okay, cool.
Darling.
So you met your love.
Yes.
In 2012, carried into 2013. How's that?
Here is really just about logistics because
Yeah.
we live in different cities,
Right.
and he has a family, and so it's really exciting. I mean, things are moving and shaking.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I mean, stuff has to happen at his job so that he can find another job to New York and relocate everyone closer to New York. I mean, this is the plan. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
So,
Has that?
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
It's all in the works.
And that probably has like changed your outlook on everything for 2013, like just the whole excitement of it, and just being involved.
Yeah,
Does
the
it?
excitement of it, and it'll be really interesting in the summer because I'm an avid beach volleyball player.
Yes, you are.
Last summer I played a tournament almost every weekend.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how we can kind of make it all work. I might have to alternate weekends with volleyball in Boston, or we might go to Europe, and well, we are going to go to Europe. So it'll be.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's just fun. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, yeah, and
Lots
plus,
to look forward to.
yeah, and plus having to organize all that
Great
probably.
guy, and he was a 617. He was listening in.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm so glad.
But he didn't want to talk.
Oh,
That's
okay.
cool. Well, I'm glad. Thanks for getting us another listener. Up those ratings.
He's excited.
Oh well, your story of love
It
will.
was fun.
Yes, it always is. We'll have you back. We love having people on. Real people, real talk with real people.
Yes.
But your story of love and Allison's for real. We're all real people. But your story of love and hope, and I will try to think about that and maybe make it work. Because we haven't confessed our suckiest sucked of 2012. Anyway, so we'd like to thank you, Casey, again for sharing.
Thank you so much.
We can't wait to have you back, and wow, good luck with your guy and everything. Can't wait to see more on Facebook.
Yeah, well, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
Thank
be
you,
posting
and
more.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Okay, so, Lady Hope, what was your suckiest suck of 2012? We didn't talk about us. Look at, amazingly enough, we didn't talk about us.
Crazy. It's totally crazy.
So yeah, what would be your suckiest suck of 2012 as we close out with our
my
last
goodness.
8 minutes?
My suckiest suck of 2012. I guess I went a little. I got stunted in my whole pursuit of weight loss.
Yeah.
And I would say that would be it. Is whatever goal I had in my head I'm not there yet, and I wanted to be there by now, which was the 2-year mark of surgery. So I did get bummed out on myself and down on myself and all the cliche dumb things. But it's I'm taking new different steps to keep it going because I assumed what I was doing was just putting me in the holding pattern and I wasn't progressing. Yeah, I hit a plateau. So that's my plateau with my health, I would say, would be my thing.
Okay. Yeah, no, it was interesting because you know how Al Rocco wrote that his new biography is all about his gastric bypass surgery, or the lap band. He got the lap band too.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah, and he's talking about it's once you hit a plateau, and he's so obsessed with looking at himself in the mirror, and he got obsessed with weighing himself every day, and if he's too up,
Yep.
he gets crazy. If he's too down, he's happy, and all this stuff. So we're going to do a real chat show about that too.
Yeah,
we'll talk about weight loss surgery.
It'll be very real. Exactly.
Okay.
What about yours?
My suckiest suck of 2012 was my romantic comedy moment that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And it's you know this personally from me going into 2013 now. I just don't want to do it anymore. That I had it was picture it, gym bar. What was it, like 2-3 months ago? We're playing Flip Cup.
Flip Cup?
Flip Cup.
Are you in college?
I know, we're playing Flip Cup on a Sunday night.
That's adorable.
And this guy that I was sort of into from volleyball, who I coach kind of reluctantly because Dan can convince me to do anything, I guess. And playing Flip Cup, we're on opposing teams. We're looking at each other across the table at each other, and you have that romantic comedy moment when you look at you look at into each other's eyes, and you just say, "Oh, this could be right, and what if I take a chance on this?" So I let go of all my boundaries, like Christina did in the sweetest thing. I won't. What is it? Won't fear. What is it? What does she say?
Oh, I know. We have to get that quote and use it. We have to get that silly quote from that fake book they were reading.
Dating is all about boundaries.
Yeah.
But I let go of all my boundaries. I didn't go, to Peter's brother's wedding.
No.
If you get that reference.
Then you know the movie.
Yes.
Go ahead.
But I was willing to go to Peter's brother's wedding, but so I asked him out, and I found out he's already seeing somebody, and it sort of fizzled out from there. And now I'm completely discouraged because I had a series of bad dates during the summer. And people get mad at me for not drunk dialing them and all this crap.
Which is wacky.
They're not the recipients of my drunk dials, and apparently that makes people mad.
People get mad over anything, it seems.
But when I'm texting them and calling them sober, they don't want to hear from me.
That makes no sense. And I say to that, they're probably not the people you want to know anyway.
Okay. All right, I'll believe that at one point.
I know,
this
darling.
season.
It's okay. We got a whole year.
But as a checkpoint for 2013,
yes,
it made me want to focus on everything, including the show, school, the work I have now, what we can do with the show, what the hell am I going to do with my writing and stuff?
Yeah, to make it fly.
Because there's a thing that Carolyn Miss said on Hay House that maybe there's some things you need to tell yourself that you're never going to do. So when I heard that show before the new year or after the new year, I really have to sit down, and I want to sit down, and I've been sitting down saying, maybe I need to tell myself I'm never going to do this and let it go. So I really have to look at that. And I put that out there to our listeners that if you keep telling yourself to do something, or you're going to do it, or I should do this, or I will do this, or one day I'll do this, maybe you need to sit down and say, maybe this is never going to happen unless I do this. And that's what I was thinking about too.
That's really going to be the thing that works.
Like, unless I want to really write in TV, maybe I have to move to LA. And, you have to weigh all the options and what the reality of it is, what the realism of it is. Where is the industry that you want to get in?
You have to put
How do you make it work?
In the place you want to be in. You have to already dress the part. You have to act like you're there already.
Yeah,
you have
show
to be
up,
in that world.
And
to make yourself a player in that world, whatever world you're looking to.
And if you're not willing to do it, then are you really going to make it happen? Wow, that's depressing. Let's talk about something chipper in our last 3 minutes. Sorry, I got a little too deep.
No, you know what? It's good to get that deep. I don't think it's that depressing. I mean, it could be it's a sobering thought, but it's something that you take with you to then go reach your goals with.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And that could be the same for my, continuing loss, and then you want, your career and all that stuff. Exactly.
Anyway, exhale. Everyone take a deep breath. This is a great show.
No, should we end with meditation? No,
we'll figure it out.
Meh.
Maybe someday.
Yeah.
Someday. Yeah, I'm so off track with that. And maybe that's why I'm so off balance.
I still can't focus enough and turn off my crazy brain to do it. Everyone says I should.
Yeah.
I say no, probably keep me from going a little nuts.
So this season, we have some exciting stuff coming. Guests, real people, people who got published in Huffington Post.
Yes.
People on Authentic You.
People who have written books.
Yeah, and actually are published.
Published authors.
We have our executive producer's book is 2 books this year from Llewellyn Publishing.
Awesome.
Are coming out. We're going to do Flaws of Attraction. Yes. We're going to do more food stuff. We're gonna
have our buddy Curtis on.
Yeah. And then our next show next week is called Case of the Fake People. And we're gonna ask the question, are you too ugly for Facebook?
Think about it.
Think about what that means to you.
And you.
And you and you and you.
Yeah.
Is your self-esteem based on social media?
Exactly, as it seems that more and more it is.
And more it is. And Michelle will get that out to you.
Think about that for next week. You want to join us? We'll be talking about it on our page, on the Facebook page.
Lady and the Gent on the ampersand, not and, on Facebook.
Like us.
You can follow me on Twitter at UrbanGentAlex. and
us
all that
messages,
stuff.
write us questions.
And we will go to the outro music. Thank you, everybody. We love you for listening and watching.